morning. Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us on Mahala Monday, which today is a very special broadcast. But firstly, from my side, Dougal, hello. As always, she's here, Rhoda.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Mahala Monday.
Special broadcast,
Totally
which
special.
only got to start off with a big thanks. And let me just tell you why I say thank you. Firstly, thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of the show. Thank you for contributing. And as always, we encourage you to do exactly the same, because that is exactly what we're going to do today. Because Mahala Monday is celebrating 1 year
Oh, yeah.
today.
Yes.
It's like our first birthday. The 1 year anniversary.
So what?
365. We've seen summer, spring, autumn,
That's
all
it.
of that. My hair's gone a little bit less.
And
Not
my
by
has gone
much.
more grey.
Did it? I don't think so.
Dougal, I think looking back even at some of my hairstyles, I think me, obviously with the hair, I've seen different hairstyles, I must say, different faces. And just from the first time up until now, yeah.
Yeah,
It's been a
that's
few
certainly.
faces.
You know what? It has been certainly exciting, and it's for that reason that we've decided. You know what? We've got to reflect on a year. An interesting year it
yeah.
has been. Of course, we're living in a pandemic time, and I've got to be honest with you, Mahala Monday for me personally, and we can testify to this because this has also been the feedback from a lot of you, is that this has definitely been an inspiration. It has been hugely positive, and we have made a difference, and that is the important thing. And this is how the show all set out.
That is
Now,
so
for
true.
that reason, if you've watched this, you might have experienced something, and maybe you want to reflect a story or two, then by all means, we look so forward to your comments and questions at Nickay Productions. Those details are at the bottom of your screen.
That's
But
so
there's
true.
so much to talk about, Rhoda.
There's so much,
Firstly, happy
Dougal.
birthday. So everybody is
birthday,
celebrating.
Dougal.
Yeah, everybody is celebrating. This is like, do you happy anniversary? Happy birthday?
Happy birthday.
Yeah.
I like birthday. The
What?
sound of birthday is more exciting.
It is more exciting. A lot of people celebrating birthday.
That's
the
right.
Arch had a birthday a couple of days ago.
That's
Somebody
right.
who works on the show, which also should be mentioned, Euclid Klaassen. Euclid shared a birthday just over the weekend. I've
That's
got a
right.
birthday coming. Mahala birthday. Rhoda's
right.
birthday in March. It's happiness, people. It's March sounds far, but it's not. It's
I
like
was going to say
tomorrow.
it sounds very far.
Yeah.
But you know what, Dougal? Sorry to say this. I mean, if you really think of March as well, this is where everything started. The COVID started.
Oh, yeah.
So kind of also it's highlight exactly mentioning March as well, because that's when things started changing within our lives.
No, it certainly did. It's like, was it the 26th of March we went to that hard
That's
lockdown?
right, that hard lockdown.
Yeah, I'm a bit iffy on the date, but
27th.
and
I'll
it
never
was
forget
right
it.
about there.
That's right.
And then our lives basically changed.
a change. And Mahala Monday was born from that.
Yeah,
So
it
this
was
is
born
where-
from that. And we're going to
There we
reflect
go.
on the history, and let's get
Oh, yeah.
into it, Rhoda, because during the show, we look forward to your questions and comments. We certainly got to reflect on some of the content that we've had. We're going to share some wonderful stuff with you, our insights and personal experiences with all of this, and also the journey, what this is all about, and where we find ourselves today and the road forward. So all of that is coming in this special broadcast. But let's unpack it. A year ago, all of a sudden, well, more than a year ago, there's this horrible virus sweeping the planet. End of March, we go in lockdown.
Oh, yeah.
And then basically that was the start of Mahala Monday, which is
There
weird
you
that a
go.
project and so many other people started initiatives
Oh, yeah.
during that time.
During that time,
But that's where it all started.
That's where it all started. And the history, obviously, because of that as well, Dougal, we as Nickay, which I present obviously from the other side as well, which is the company that I'm basically director on, is the fact that we could not do graduations. And institutions couldn't go basically to schools as well and actually basically give them information that they need to actually go and study.
Yeah.
So, and this is how it all came about, just having to say, let's create a platform to actually give us information and get our institutions on board. And this is how it all started for the students out there, because my main concern, and it's always been, even before COVID, and I'm being honest about this, is the fact that I've always had this idea that there's such a lot of kids out in rural areas that don't have information. The institutions can't go to them.
Yeah.
How do we get this information to them? How do we make a difference in their lives?
Yeah.
And everybody having cell phones, obviously this was like, whoa, but we can contact them.
Yeah.
We can get in contact with them. And one of the things we did, and I remember the poor ladies, they sat with a list of basically getting all the schools' information via the internet. And they called over 300 schools, Dougal. They called over 300 schools and told them, here's the show, please supply this to your students.
Yeah.
I mean, wow, that was amazing.
Do you know what? When you say it like that, it really hits home. It really hits home the amount of work that has been done. And just to be clear, because our first broadcast was in October, and just to paint that picture again to what me and Rhoda is saying, so we went into lockdown, as you all remember, and for the first couple of months, we didn't know how long it was going to last, and then we started talking about that very idea that you had, and it took a huge amount of work for us to actually, and then there's a bit of a gap between the 3rd and the 10th month, but we started talking about it, and that situation that led to that. And I must say, kudos to you, Alfonso, who came up with this brilliant idea, because this is what it's about. It was getting the information there. And let's be honest, it's easy to go get the information there, but it's always better to get information there, and have many avenues of a story, and this is what it's about. So when it all started like that, it was to equip people with what is available in terms of their shops. But that was just the one thing.
That was the one thing it started off with, just the one thing. And then from there, Dougal, it just basically, we looked at it and we said, but we want to hit on education, we want to hit entrepreneurs, social well-being. There's so much happening, and obviously, the three of us sat. We got very excited about all of this, and it was exciting times for me. It was such exciting times, I must say.
Yeah, no, it was an exciting time. All of a sudden, education was one side, social well-being, entrepreneurship, as you say, and it has been all of that. And we're definitely going to reflect on some of this. So that is in a nutshell how it basically started. And from my side, what I remember when you and Alfonso spoke to me about this, I was like, yeah, sure, I'm cool, because I wasn't doing anything anyway. So, I jokingly say that, but it was so easy to buy into this idea. Not that we were doing this because for kudos or pats on the back or anything like that. That was never the case. And I mean, even now we've had, as a collective, we've certainly have had a pat on the back, but the point is because the difference is evident. But it's always been a difference with working together. It's been a difference collaborating together. I'm not going to lead anybody. You know what? There's the water. You don't want to drink. You don't want to drink. Yeah. But the point is, we go there together, and the lessons that we've learned.
Oh my word!
The lessons is what we learned, and that is what we're going to reflect on during the course of the show. Now, of course, this is what we do. You see us here on a Monday, every Monday. Now, because this is a live broadcast, and let's be honest, sometimes a mistake or two creeps in, and some people make more mistakes than others. And it's not Rhoda and I, let's be honest, because we never make mistakes. As the producers, they press wrong buttons, they show you pictures of other people, and so I've been told, we haven't seen it.
We haven't seen it.
I've been told that there's I don't know if it's like a blooper. Can you call it a blooper? I don't know. But I just want to point out once again, there are two people on the screen in this bloopers who look a lot like me and Rhoda.
Look a lot like us.
But it's not us.
But it's not us.
It's not us. Trust me, there's people who've been copying and pasting and they make mistakes. And anyway, this is a good time maybe not to watch Rhoda.
I think it's not. Let's
but it should be fun. Let's have a look.
I did very well.
You did very well.
You could look 8 o'clock at night. And do you know what Siazana means?
Nope, I don't.
Means we know each other.
Oh, knowing me and knowing you.
To tertiary obstetrician. So if sports and fitness is your bag, then we're going to be talking to what?
Obstetricians.
What?
Obstetricians.
Obstetrician, sorry. It's a combination of an institution and an obstetrician.
Okay, an opportunity.
And an opportunity.
Choose their different subjects in order to further their career path with an eye on tertiary education. And this education, man.
Education.
Education is the new education.
And they offer.
Dis wat die het later die dag doen jou brein is.
Jou brein is.
Ons brein is op.
Man.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Come, let's get it.
They don't really do this. They don't really do this. They offer and then they go, we take our offer back.
Innovative. Innovative.
Diamond.
What is innovative? Innovative is where you innovative, but you're not. Fine. Almost said Nickay. So close to saying Nickay. I said Nickay in my mind. For the month of June, it is Youth Month, and please. Please. That's right, so it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
That's right.
I can't do
Let's
it.
go. Mike, thank you. Okay, stop the recording.
Not bad. It was a lot kinder than I thought it would be.
Much kinder.
But Rhoda, you barely make mistakes there.
Because I'm laughing all the time.
I remember us having a blooper show a while ago. Do you remember
Yes,
that?
I remember
Yeah,
that.
we
Oh.
had one. It was good. But
That was
do you know what? That basically just describes, and that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
Basically describes just the amount of fun it has been for us, and of course,
Oh,
and
yeah.
there has been a bit of work that has gone into
There's
it.
a lot of work behind it, Dougal. I mean, you can just see those shots. I mean, how many times we had basically, this is not just doing obviously our ads, which is like the ones that's sent before the Monday live show. So this is happening while we're trying to do the ad for the Monday. And oh my word, it's always great fun because we always end up laughing more than anything else.
But
So-
you're right. Those are for the ads. Those
That's
aren't
right.
live.
That's
Because
not
in
live.
live there's... I'm just
Live
saying,
is
people,
like-
live, you know what I mean? Like now, we on the, as these little addy things.
the ad that gets the two of us and makes us laugh. But you know, that is, Dougal, that for me is so precious because that's we, we've grown together in the show. And I must say, and everybody will know, if they know me personally, I'm not the outspoken out there person. I'm really much more funny enough, kind of a bit of a more of an introvert, and this was quite challenging to me. I have to admit it, Dougal, just having to basically sit here looking into the camera. I'm used to being on the other side of the camera. So it was challenging, but you know what? I can personally say I've grown, and thanks to you and everybody out there that's sitting behind the camera, you know what? They've all made me realize I can do this.
Yeah, no, for all of us, it has been a complete team effort.
It has
Do you
been.
know what I mean? The amount of
yeah.
things we've learned over this while. I mean, I got to be honest, and I've said this how many times. things I never knew that I actually know, and it's not a case of stumbling across, but it was just we just had an incredible experience. You're so right, Rhoda. You're absolutely right. There's been so much, but. You know what? Let's reflect on what have these shows meant for us during the year. So I want to say this because we dotted this down. That Lance Skippers was the very first person to actually send a comment through.
That is right. He was the first person that actually sent the comment. And
Do you remember the comment?
Oh my word.
It was something like, no, I remember. I'm going to make it up anyway. But it was something like, well done, Team Nickay. This is good.
Yeah,
It was
great
something to that
initiative.
essence.
Yeah, great initiative. That's
Yeah,
the word.
that's the word.
That's the word.
Yeah,
That's the
see,
word.
I got it right. Yeah. So,
And then our very first show was ETA.
Yeah.
That was our very first show. And how brilliant was that? I mean, I was nervous, but it was brilliant.
yeah, no, it was very good. And we had ETA, and once again, this is what the show was about. If you were in matric, if you were in grade 11,
Oh, yeah.
and as a parent, or as a woman, or as an auntie, or was anybody, or gogo, when you're thinking, I want grandchild or son or daughter or me myself, I want to go further my studies.
Oh, yeah.
Where do we get information? And especially when we were in the hard lockdown. We
lockdown.
spoke to ETA and they came and said, well, we got this and this. And the next thing, it was just snowballing. We had other institutions, but they were our very, very first episode.
They were our very first episode. And the amount of information, even I sat, we were just listening to that first show, I was so informed at the end of the day, realizing that, you know what, there's actually not just being a doctor or a nurse, there's so much more out there. Being a coach, being a... I was fascinated. I was intrigued. So for me, that's exactly what the show's been doing,
Yeah.
So
Let me ask you this, because I want to ask you this. So we had every other tertiary institution as well. There was a whole list. And I just got to be honest and just say that there's no way that we could mention everybody that ever came onto
There's
the
too
show.
many.
I mean, the list is too long. But luckily for you can go on our YouTube page and check it all out.
all of them.
So don't forget that. But whenever we interviewed somebody, didn't you think, like, I want to go and do that? Didn't you want to, like, do a Back to the Future move, time travel?
Totally.
And go, I want to go study that now.
That is
I want to go there.
Hey, and did you get that sense at all?
I actually got that sense, Dougal, because I personally feel that we weren't given enough information in our time, in actual fact, to make these decisions. And for me, it's like, wow, here's a platform to actually give you that opportunity to make those decisions. Here's information on a silver platter. Take advantage of it.
Yeah.
So many times I felt like, whoa, I wish I was now that person sitting on the other side and actually listening and getting all this information and make that informed decision to say, you know what, I actually want to be a hairdresser.
Yeah.
I love doing hair.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, definitely.
And we spoke to various institutions, and it was just absolutely brilliant. The one thing I remember from towards the end of last year, we were all talking about NSFAS.
Oh, yes.
And I remember
That's
then,
right.
last year, it was like in me, 30th of November, you gotta, I have no idea what the date is this year. But I
Yeah.
remember that from last year
That's
because
right.
if we never did the show, I never would have heard about things like NSFAS, the
No.
wonderful things that Tutuka bursary fund does.
Oh, yes.
Or all of that. I mean,
yeah.
and all this information is there, and it's an ongoing thing. So
Ongoing
very
thing.
important. It is important for us to pay it forward, and not just pay it forward in a way, but work together, because you watching this, it is, trust me when I say, you gotta go look at those shows. You
have
definitely
to.
gonna find something.
Yeah, you
there.
know, just chatting NSFAS now. You know what stood out for me was Marlene Leroux. Remember, she came on the show and she spoke about the NSFAS for disabled students.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and the fact that she said like a lot of disabled students are not aware of the fact that they can approach NSFAS and actually ask for this funding as well, because it's been opened up. She's
Yeah.
been fighting for it, and
Yeah.
she eventually got it right, speaking to the government. She did so much, and you know, just having her on the show, oh my word, it was one of those shows, I must say, that just stood out for me.
Yeah, it was.
It was really brilliant, and just information.
Yeah, and apart from just her insights in that show,
yeah.
because this was something that stood out from what I can remember with that particular broadcast. If you apply for NSFAS, you and I, able-bodied people, we
Yeah.
get whatever the bursary fund is.
Oh, yeah.
But if you are disabled, your cost is not a little bit, but significant higher.
Yeah.
This is what you apply for. This is what you got to do. It is there. The opportunity is there. And more importantly, if you are aware of this opportunity, you got to spread the word and tell other people about that opportunity. That is the biggest thing you can do.
Oh, yeah.
That is the biggest thing you can
Spread
do.
the information.
Nobody wants to be in a society where I know something amazing,
Yeah.
but I don't want to share it, which
Yeah.
could make your life easier.
And that's why our team was always share.
Yeah, no.
Maybe we
And
finish
this
our
was
show.
the thing. And most certainly was. So there's all these wonderful education institutions, and we got to say to all of them, thank
of
you
them.
so much for your time, your effort, for
Oh, yeah.
coming on, being here, and just being part of the show. It was certainly brilliant.
So
and,
true. So
and long may it continue, because we're certainly going to have them again.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just having a quick look here at a Facebook comment, which is Candace Jansen. Morning, Candace. Hello. Candace says, congratulations, team, on your 1-year celebration. Thank you. Thank you, Candace.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank
So, yeah, thank you very much, love. Thank you so much for that. So, that was the education part
That's
of
right,
it.
Dougal.
Then there was the entrepreneurial part. And
Oh,
as you said, I just want to recap this. Once we started doing educational shows, we kind of went, but people want to start businesses.
There
and more
we
importantly,
go.
in the lockdown, small businesses needed help, because all of a sudden nobody knew what was gonna happen.
That is so true.
It was like great pandemic,
It's
the
true.
black flu, or all these things you
Yeah.
see in the history books. It was
Looked
that.
like gloom and doom for a lot of
It was that.
Yeah, and you know what, Dougal, exactly that. And some of the people found themselves sitting at home, being retrenched or
Yeah.
out work, you know. And I mean, I still get goosebumps just thinking of this. That the fact that we had given them information how to start your business, how to set up your little office at home if you have to work from home, because this is challenges that people now found themselves with in COVID. And it was so brilliant getting all this information from all our entrepreneurs and even business owners out there that supply this information to help other businesses say, here's the information. You
Exactly.
can also do this. Wow.
Do you know what? Just thinking outside the box. I mean, for small business, for startups, people who've been doing business for a long time. I remember I was talking to OptiGrowth.
Oh, yes. Oh, wow. Yes, definitely.
And
Wow.
and when Heggs Thunder came on here, it was like a masterclass in what you
was.
got to do. I mean that's what it boiled down to.
So true.
And especially just having that conversation around, especially when nobody knew what was happening.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And how informed he was. I mean, he could really just hit the nail on the head. I mean, wow.
Sorry. I always wanted to say, it's almost like he lived through all of this already. Like he knew.
He was back
he
there,
knew.
yeah. He was in the future and he came back.
Yeah. And that was the sense. So there was wonderful advice. But the shows didn't just stop there.
No.
We also spoke to entrepreneurs themselves.
Oh yeah. Guys that basically took their businesses with, even during this COVID times, how they've innovated and they just came up with other ideas on saying, okay, I can't do this anymore. How can I do now? What can I do now? I mean, they came up with their ideas and how they changed their life during this time and not sit back and cry and become a victim in the circumstances. They actually became victorious and they survived. You know, their businesses thrived actually through COVID at the end of the day.
No, it certainly did. I remember with the likes of Atha Malamba who came on here with Mike Koza. We spoke to Sher Khan. Extraordinary individuals. And do you know, out of everybody that we've mentioned there now, the one thing, and these are just two, I mean, there's a whole bunch of them that we had on the show. Out of all of them, the one thing they all had in common, every single person, they were forthcoming with taking somebody by the hand and say, here's the secret.
That's right. They didn't hold anything back.
Nobody there were people that were hanging on to hoarding information.
That's
Somebody that has hit his toe, stood up, walked a different road, hit his toe again, takes a left turn, go here until he weaves through those challenges.
So
the one thing that was so evident amongst all of these people is that they were willing to share their stories, the lessons they've learned, and the way forward.
That's right.
And that speaks to a large extent the fiber of our society, and the ideal fiber that we want for our society. But all of them did that one thing, and that really stood out. If I'm thinking about it now, it's a good thing to reflect on. So many other businesses. Who else was there? There was,
so many.
and then apart from that, but the one thing, because a lot of those businesses, things happened in COVID times.
That's right.
So the challenges were unreal, and also people were telling their stories of how they're going forward, decisions they had to make, where they've come from, how they had to adapt. But the one thing out of all those entrepreneurships, and we've established that over the years, that entrepreneurship is like a special breed of person. It really is a special breed of person, and in my opinion at least.
Yeah.
But none of them were scared, and none of them were scared to ask for help and ask for advice. And these were the lessons that came through. So if you're starting a business, even if you have a business, who better to learn from?
That's so true. Yeah. And just on that as well, Dougal, I mean, I'm going on the funny note now, but I mean, a lot of us, started making rotis, not selling it, but started making rotis. And for us, even, there was a lot of people that actually said eventually that they started small little things as well, selling biscuits, selling this, making these things at home, because this is what lockdown did, you know. It made you basically into a multi-skilled chef.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't make a roti to save my life, but wow, I can make rotis now.
I'm a bit disappointed in this whole roti story. I'm disappointed.
So why is that, Dougal?
I never had one.
Oh, I'll have to make you.
Why you come here? Mention she made rotis for a year.
For a year.
I have not tasted it.
So I owe you one.
You owe me. No, you owe me 365 rotis, not one.
There we go, people. So I'm doing this live now. I'm making a commitment. I'm going to make him some curry and some roti.
Yeah, there we go. I've had your curry before, actually.
Oh, okay. So
actually, no, wait. I've had the rotis. I take it back, but still, yeah, I have had it. Okay, but you got to bring, But it's been too long, Rhoda, man. Taste buds forget. Taste buds have got brain cells that they forget. They forget. So that is the one thing.
Yeah.
So we spoke about all these wonderful entrepreneurs. Then there was social well-being, and there's so many people we got to mention here. Because this was huge. This was huge. We spoke to Heidi Edson, which is just pace setter.
Oh yeah, totally. She's
we spoke to Karen Burt.
Yo.
I remember that when it comes to uplifting the youth and just motivating people. And let's be honest, we often talk about motivating the youth. The real success is where I think of myself as a grown man.
I got motivated. I got motivated. We spoke to the Peninsula Feeding Scheme, and I'll never forget, R2.50. R2.50 to feed a child.
Yeah.
So when it came to social well-being, it was extraordinary. There was the people who had wonderful soup kitchens, people that worked in the community, tried to make lives better and easier for young people, the elderly, their age, for everybody. When people were in desperate need, there was those brave souls, those amazing, wonderful, shining light of people that took somebody by the hand.
Oh,
and we
definitely.
featured a lot. And
it was a very emotional trip for me,
do you know what?
You as well.
Yeah, just thinking about all of that. These in our times of darkness, there was that one person that did something extraordinary, and there were so many people.
There were so many. Yeah.
It is emotional just to think the amount of people that reached out.
Oh yeah.
And no disrespect, none of those people had millions and millions to give.
No.
None of them had.
None of them. You know what? Somebody had also stood out was Veronica. I mean, opening a house and having to put people in your house, elderly, and feeding the amount of people she fed. And she herself was struggling, electricity, they need, water, they both. All of that for me was just so overwhelming, because here's somebody that actually has basically nothing, and still she opens up to everybody else. And this is all of them that actually done that. As people that have stepped forward and says, you know what, I don't care about what I need or what I want, as what I need to put back out there and I need to do for my community out there. So, wow, it was for me a very emotional time.
No, it certainly has been. And the wonderful thing about it is we got to learn from amazing examples. And that is, and the reason I bring that up, because it kind of sets the pace for what I want to talk about next, which will be the final point of discussion for us. But there is a little Facebook comment that I want to do, and I want to mention this quickly on Facebook, because this person has been instrumental, was a guest on the show.
He
was in a lot of ways also a model guide.
Oh yes.
But also a person that leads by extraordinary example, and that is not just the person that puts words out there, but more deeds and very little words.
So
but
true.
You know him as the person who's the number one commenter, what would you call it?
You could
Caller,
say that. Yes.
Commenter, stalker. Hubert Paul, say everybody. And you know what, from us here at Mahala Monday, Hubert, we must just say,
oh yes, Hubert.
Absolutely thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely thank you.
And Hubert, there's been many a times, within the show where, your pointers that you make, the little comments you make, it just hits home. And I keep on thinking about this. Why walk into this wall? Why not you just build a door? And, that one got stuck in my head. That was the one that Hubert had said as well. So, he always had the right thing to say at the right time.
Yeah. And amazingly, it was really setting the pace. And comments like that is what fuels this whole team, the whole creativeness around a program like Mahala Monday, in order to do better and really go out and do things. So Hubert's got a comment here, which I see is on Facebook, who says, today marks your first anniversary. In my view, a channel exclusively dedicated to bringing positive programming to us entrepreneurs and charities. You striving to offer uplifting programs for the mind, body and soul for business, as well as a whole new way of presenting, and that includes a different spoken language, such as signing. I congratulate you on this amazing occasion. To serve is beautiful, but only if it is done with joy and a whole heart and a free mind. You guys have done it in abundance. Thank you for this collaborative mindset.
Woo-hoo.
And that is Hubert Paul Semet.
Oh, look at
Tanya
that.
Tia Greef is also saying, how's it? Hope you are super, super well, and thanks for saying that. How's it? Thank you, Diana, for watching. So and thank you for all those amazing contributions. And Tiana's also always contributing. She's always
contributing as
putting
well.
in a little bit Hubert has got another thing. He says the presenters and the people in the back act as if what you make a difference. You guys do. Wait, I need to read this again. It's Monday morning and Hubert is on a thought here. The presenters and the people in the back act as if what you make a difference. You guys do.
You
do.
We make a difference.
Yeah, you do. But
you do.
Thank you, Hubert. Thank you. That is really what it is. Thank you. No, and it is comments like that. It is that contribution. It is that consciousness. That definitely puts that out, which is what I want to talk to you about next, because we certainly made a difference. So there's many things that we've done over the year. There is a couple of things that stand out. You would know, of course, we regularly had on the show the Tygerberg Hospital Children's Trust, and I just want to do a big shout out to them. They do absolutely brilliant work, as many of these amazing charities. We also spoke to the Save the Beach Hut Trust. Now, just a couple of weeks ago, of course, we were broadcasting live from the telethon.
That's right, Dougal.
And I want to put it out there, 5 hours of live broadcast, non-stop talking.
Non-stop.
It's amazing, Yorona. You couldn't keep quiet.
I couldn't.
I let her talk, man. I was watching the people walking around the blue room.
He was enjoying himself there.
We had so much fun. And the people came out. People picked up their phones and money was raised for the trust, and very well done. But
well done, yeah.
That is what we've done. And not that I want to brag, but nobody else is going to say this. And I know they're going to tell us to wrap up, but I want to say this. In 1 year, to go from half an hour program, sometimes 40 to an hour, to 4.5 hours at least. And we were broadcasting for 5 hours, but we had like 5 minutes off here and there. So let's call it 4.5 hours. Non-stop. I say this again. That's Comrades Marathon. I'm just saying.
That's marathon.
3-4 people. It wasn't 150 people, 3-4 people. I want to say this again. I don't know what the world record is for Facebook Live thing. It could be 6 hours or so. I'm just saying. 4.5 hours. So I will say it now. I will say it later again. 4.5 hours. So you know to call. There you go.
Here we go.
Now we did all of those things, and the one thing we learned is this lesson: when like-minded people meet up, they create something, and one person's got an idea, the other person latches onto the idea. All of a sudden, 4 heads are better than 1, 6 heads are better than 2, and you kind of get the gist out of it. During this journey, one amazing thing happened. One outstanding thing that will definitely stand the test of time, but as an extension of the generosity, the kindness, the love, and the empathy, and the insight, and the well-deserved respect we all embrace and display for our country. The advent of the For Humanity project.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this was an amazing idea, and I'm going to throw them under the bus here. Alfonso Stoffels, Hubert Pauls, Rhoda Stoffels, and then they had to like sort of put a little, all right. And then I joined them. And amongst the 4 of us, this initiative is purely there to pay it forward.
So
we've said it for the longest time ever, and this is what the show has done. Although we've preached, we're not waiting for government. We're making the change we want to be. This show held us to account to do that.
Oh, yes.
For your Mahala Monday, on behalf of For Humanity, has helped with the telethon.
That's right.
For Humanity is our boss, isn't it?
It's our boss, that's right, Dougal.
Yeah, yes. and that's how it works.
That's how it works.
And we've done amazing things. And to the 3 of you that I've mentioned, very, very well done. Going forward, the things that we would want to do will make a proper and a significant difference. For once, I'm telling you this, South Africa, and the rest of the world, don't listen to your politicians right now, you listen to me. This is what we're going to do. When it's Women's Month, it's August, it's 30 days, it's done. Darren Tomlinson said that the other day. She goes, it's not beyond that. It is more than just that. And what an insight she had.
Oh, yeah.
And we've been talking as well. And I want to ask you this, because not only is it that 30 days that we celebrate Women's Month, it is an ongoing thing. We can't be going into 2022 and still trying to make little differences of things that should have been established and things that should have been done since 19 whatever. We're in 2021 now, the end of 2021. We need to make a difference. This is why I say, don't listen to anybody else, listen to me now. So what we've decided, what we're going to do is, we're asking you to help us with this initiative.
Oh, yeah.
Now we have identified 1 or 2 charitable causes that we would like to make a significant difference to. And for all the information, we're going to give you at the end of the screen where you can email us as well. But one of the things we want to do is to ask you to contribute so we can make a significant difference in a community that needs it right now, and that is when it comes to sanitary products.
That's right.
For girls. And the reason why I'm saying this is because Women's Month is not just that time.
That time.
We need to make sure it is that we don't remember for 30 days
Yeah.
struggles of females. And I'm not saying struggles, but things that makes it difficult.
That's
because girls are missing school.
Yes.
People aren't working.
That's right.
They're missing school.
Especially our young girls. And this is our future generation. You know what? Dougal just missing out on one day is having to catch up all his schoolwork. And just because of the fact that you actually just don't have a sanitary towel. So you're finding yourself sitting at home because you can't actually go to school. So this is one of those challenges that's been faced, I think, you know, with a lot of girls. And me being at school, knowing of some of these girls, obviously I didn't come because of the fact that she just couldn't because she didn't have a sanitary towel. And it's real, it's happening.
Rhoda, I grew up in Bredasdorp, and I always say this. So in school, there were girls who were missing a couple of days a month, right? And just stood out. Now, people were shy at that time to say, this is why I'm not coming to school.
Oh yeah, totally shy.
This is the big... Now, you as a child get into trouble with teachers, the principal, with the school.
Challenges.
Mom and dad can't afford this. It is uncommon. Your self-esteem. Just think of the knock-on effect. This happened in the 90s when I was in school. It's happening today.
It's still happening.
It's happening this week. It's happening as we speak right now.
Speaking right now.
It's 2021. Do we, and this is the question I wanted to ask you, do we breach that topic? When I speak to my kids about the birds and the bees once they hit a certain age, the same topic, do we speak to children about this, that this is the situation? I feel everything in me says, yes, we must.
Yeah, I also feel this is one of those topics that has to be discussed, Dougal, you know, and one of the ladies that stood out as well was, I can't remember now, but also stating that we need to help each other and not push each other down. So if you teach your daughter at a young age to actually highlight the point that some of these girls are absent because of that, just take an extra sanitary towel even with you to school to make 100% sure, even an extra pack, and say, you know what, here's a pack.
Help a friend.
Help a friend. So this is the small things that's going to matter because you spoke to your girl and made her aware of it, so that we at the end of the day wouldn't discuss it because, you know, it wasn't something you'll talk about. But I feel exactly what you're saying there, Dougal, is chat to your little girl before and even when it happens, just to make them aware of the fact that this, even your boys, you know what, if you know, even if you ask your mother or a friend, look here, don't you just want to give that, if you don't want to do it, just the awareness of it. Wow.
And the other thing about this that I think is important, it is, so we mustn't look at this as a hindrance, something that holds us back.
Yes, no, it shouldn't.
So it should be out in the open. I understand the sensitivity around it, or I can begin to grasp the I don't understand the sensitivity around it, but I can begin to grasp the sensitivity around it. This is not an easy topic, and in no way must this turn anybody into a pariah.
No.
The pariahs here are people that are not willing to acknowledge it.
Oh, yeah.
And there can't be any forgiveness without a proper apology. We have too much of that in the country, where a lot of us just forgive the past, but we never get the apology. This is not one of them. If you sitting there and making those comments and not doing a thing, then I'm sorry, it's tickets. You, where we going, you're not even on the road. It is that simple. You're not there. Your GPS signal is not coming, and it won't come because you are not ready to accept it. This is the thing. So what we want you to do is contribute in a monetary way or in a product way. And the details are coming on your screen again. It has been there. So this is what you do. You email us at info@nickay.co.za. You can also email us at info@forhumanity.org.za and WhatsApp us on 082 316 7910. And what we want, monetary donations or product donations or sanitary towels. And we will distribute that as well. And you'll be kept in the loop throughout this. This is not one of those where you just give something and then, trust me, when it comes, you will see it go. The exact one that, I'll go as far as tell you, obviously, if there's like a million of these things, it will be difficult. But we will come, and even you can take a picture of your barcode and we will send you there, your barcode. We will do that. Because this is the important thing. And this is it. So For Humanity will become your conduit and you will make that difference. The problem is it's about building a better future. Something as straightforward as this, and I know there's a lot of people who is involved in this. I know there's a lot of organization that is involved, but this is something we feel strongly about. This is about dignity. This is about self-esteem. And I'm absolutely two young ladies who's in the situation where they can't afford I owe you a big apology. Society owes you a big apology. We need to do better.
We need to do better. We need to stand with our communities.
Yeah. And the other thing, and this is where I always get upset, the other thing is, if you can accept this to make a difference, please join us. Let's do it together. Let's work together.
Oh, yeah.
If you are standing idly by and thinking, why this and the other, stop making suggestions to those who do. Sit down, keep quiet, come and join the party.
Come join the party.
That's it.
A good initiative.
info@forhumanity.org.za. And then, of course, info@Nickay Productions. I said party.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, we got stuff on Facebook. Oh, sorry. Hubert Paul says, to serve is beautiful, but only if it is done with joy and a whole heart and a free mind. Oh, you guys does this in abundance. Thank you for the collaborative mindset. Thank you. Yes, I read that one earlier. Oh, it's a message from Sher Khan as well, who says, congrats, guys, on the anniversary. Hey, Sher, what's up, man? How's it going?
Thanks, Sher.
Thank you so much.
Dougal, I'm sorry, but there was one person, and before we go into our complete celebration, I have to mention him, Shayman. It is Jabbar, because remember, he's also been one of our guys that's been popping up quite a bit and giving his comments as well, especially from, the deaf community where he's been representative of that. I just have to say also, Jabbar, congratulations and well done, and always popping in that comment or just saying hi to us.
Yeah, thank you. He taught me that. He also does this. Right. Whenever he speaks to me.
Don't do that. Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, no.
It means no. He calls me naughty.
He calls you naughty.
I take my thank you back.
Thank you, Jabbar. Celebrations.
It certainly is. So, Rhoda has baked us a cake.
Oh. Yeah, right. I can only do rotis. Only rotis.
Only rotis. Yeah, all right. So all we can say is, people, thank you so much for being part of this journey. What I can tell you is that we are certainly planning some amazing things for the next year.
Most definitely.
This year has been beyond. I never thought we would have been here.
Definitely not. A year later, I'm excited. There's been such a lot of changes, such a lot of development. Can we bring our cake, please?
We got a cake. Do we look older?
I do. I have to admit.
I look the same.
Oh, look who brought our cake.
Yugi is here. This is Euclid, everybody. So he's part of the show.
And it was his birthday on Saturday. Woo! Happy birthday! And then you can stay here by us.
Stay here.
And then also Dougal's birthday is going to be the 14th, guys.
Yes.
So this
public holiday.
Is also represented of lovely. All of us.
Can
public
we cut
holiday.
This?
Yes, but before we do that, Dougal, there is some other people behind the scenes that you guys never see. And these are the people that also make this show happen, the amazing guys on the background. The two of us is kind of the magic here in front, but there is a lot of magic happening on the background. Can I ask our team to please come forward?
This is it.
You're
being exposed.
You're being exposed. You're putting you out there. Woo!
Here's Novello.
That's Novello.
What's up, love?
And that's Yolanda.
There's Yolanda.
Yolanda's in us, and Alfonso's in the house.
Yeah. So
guys,
everybody is here. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you for doing everything you do.
I've got a knife, which is probably not the best thing to have.
As soon as I got a knife, why are you stepping back?
Yeah, this is the team, guys, that makes everything happen on the background. You know, the answering of the phones and making sure that the show is going live, the streams that's being set up. There's quite a bit happening on the background. And some of the guys that's here, like especially Dougal, Yugi and Alfonso, that's here, I think like 6 o'clock in the morning already, prepping, getting everything ready, lights gets up, the cameras. There is so much involved. If I could turn this camera around, I think you all will be shocked at exactly what's happening on the background. But yeah, this is the team that makes it all happen.
Yeah,
so,
that certainly is.
everyone.
It is a huge team effort, and to everybody involved in this, you know what, it is just a big thank you. But I can tell you one thing from the whole team here at Mahala Monday, it has been an absolute privilege and an absolute honor. To say the least.
Oh yeah.
But that basically wraps up our time with us today, and thank you so much for watching. And more importantly, we want to eat cake now. I want to eat cake. I'm not sure. Yugi, he's going to eat cake, and everybody is going to eat baked cake. And just thank you very much for joining us. So going forward, of course, an amazing initiative that we're doing with For Humanity, and please definitely email us. And also, if you've got suggestions for shows and who you want to see, and of course something that we could support, by all means, info at Nickay Productions at nickay.co.za. In fact, is how you can email us. But we look forward to your contributions. So whether it's sanitary products or monetary, please email us ahead of the time before you just willy-nilly give stuff away. We can do something together, and that is the most important thing. It has been 1 year of absolute glory. It's been 1 year of absolutely amazement, a little bit of mayhem now and then, but nevertheless it has certainly made a difference, and that is what we hope we have done. So all we can say is thank you for watching. You look after yourselves, and we'll see you next week Monday. Cheers.
See you. Bye.